on Facebook Live. It's an absolute pleasure to see you all here. Thank you so much for your patience and perseverance. It's absolutely soaking, is it? What do we reckon? Q3 and quali happening today? Yes, absolutely, that's the spirit. Well, I do know, but here he is. He's not even waiting in the wings. It's from Force India's Esteban Ocon. And Sergio Perez. Sorry, you snuck in there without the thing. Good microphone, there you go. Gentlemen, good to see you. It has been a very quick winter break, hasn't it? But here we are in Australia. How are spirits in the team?
Quick winter break. Of course, I didn't see it going because I was training very hard in the French Pyrenees in altitude, and then straight away you arrive in testing. But it's good to be back. It feels great. Seeing also all the fans, Arco fans actually, because we are staying all in the rain here. So thanks for your support. It's great to see that. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And yeah, it's great to be back in Melbourne as well. I really enjoyed last year, and I'm still enjoying that one this year.
That is great to hear. Sergio, congratulations. You had some exciting news over the Christmas break. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was a great winter for me. My best of my life so far. Becoming a father, I'm sure you can know about it. What's the feeling? The best feeling I've had in my life. Very happy, very motivated. I also want to thank all the fans for staying here. I don't know what you guys are doing here right now. It's just getting wet out there. But thanks so much for all your support. We really appreciate and I hope we give you a lot of excitement today and tomorrow. I think the weather is bringing plenty of opportunity.
Last couple of years to try and follow up with another full place potentially or higher in the championship. What does weather like this mean for you guys? What does it do for you tomorrow?
Yeah, it definitely brings opportunities. To be raining like that. It's not nice from the outside, but in the car, it's great because it brings just a fight closer between everybody. So we can just fight with all the cars. Yeah, hopefully it's gonna work nicely, and it's gonna stay rain. I'm gonna keep praying that it stays wet all the way.
Let's talk about that battle in the midfield, because yesterday we saw that it's even tighter than it was last year. Who do you think are your nearest rivals then this year?
I think in that midfield team at the moment, Formula One, there are two categories, and I think on the second category, Haas at the moment is leading it. I think they're quite strong. What they've shown yesterday, what they've shown in winter testing, they're really strong. Then you have the McLarens, the Reynolds, us, all in that mix, And as Esteban said, now that it's raining, I think probably there is one grid in Formula One, so it's going to be a lot closer all together.
Well, it is going to be super exciting. We cannot wait for the first race of the season. Esteban and Sergio, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, your Force India drivers. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Well, Sergio was mentioning the Haas drivers, and I'm pleased to say that they are waiting in the wings, so please put your hands together for Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen. Let's turn it around and go here. Let's do that. Bonjour, exactly. We're on Facebook Live as well, guys, so people around the world are joining us, and of course our lovely fans here at Albert Park. Great to see you both. Now, we've spoken about you being dark horses in the run-up to this season. What has changed at Haas? Is it all because you've got the spec of the Ferrari car a little bit more hooked up now?
Yeah, it's all in the engine, The Ferrari engine is really good this year. No, it's the team have done a great job with the car. Last year we had good potential in the car. We were strong at a couple of races where we were kind of at this level last year already. So I think it seems like this year we've got perhaps a little bit more competitive package, but hopefully what we've been focusing on is trying to get more consistency out of it and being able to do this kind of competitiveness at all the races rather than just a couple of races. So I think the main thing that we're hoping to see this year is just more consistency.
Well, absolutely. We want to see consistency. That means points, prizes. What about you? What does Albert Park challenge you at the most? What's this circuit like as a driver?
Well, good morning, everyone. Does that work?
Don't worry.
Yeah, good morning,
Minor
everyone.
technical glitch.
No, it's a really cool circuit. It's for us. It's always super exciting to come here in Australia. It's the first race of the season, and we enjoy coming here. It's like going back to school, and you discover a little bit more about the other teams, what they're doing, and where performance is. So we were happy with yesterday. Track itself is pretty bumpy. It's got a lot of character, some medium to high speed corners and some low speed. I've got to say that with the new generation of cars that we have since last year, the track just went a step up because the high speed chicane is now really high speed, and turn 1 is super exciting. So it's a great track, and always had a lot of fun driving around here.
Good stuff. Well, we're going to have fun watching you drive around here. Let's talk about the winter break, because I can imagine you're racing drivers, you want to be racing all the time, but how much do you need that holiday, especially when you're looking down the barrel of a 21 race calendar this year? Mikeless. Goodness me. I'm looking at you like, come on, say something.
No, I mean, winter time is nice, but I mean, after the season is quite long, so you know it's always fun racing, and you always enjoy it. Even at the last race, it's great fun, but it's nice to get a break from it because you can get time to see your family and your friends, and because we don't get to see them very often, you know, when we travel around the world. So you know that's the good part about it, but it doesn't take long before you sort of get anxious again and sort of, you know, look forward to it and miss it. So it's really good to be back and racing again. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Happy days. And we just have to say another congratulations to you as well, because there's another little Grosjean now, isn't there?
Yeah, it starts to be busy back home. So I'm kind of happy that we come here and there's no jet lag. Like, yeah, I can sleep all the time.
No nappy changes, nothing like
don't
that.
tell that to my wife though. No, it's been great. For us, the winter was pretty busy with the arrival of a third child, which is amazing. But as Kevin say, same thing that I can read on the feed of my social media, Twitter. My social media,
of no
Twitter,
racing is good.
A week,
The second
of
week
racing
after
is
Abu Dhabi
good.
you start to
The
be,
second week after Abu Dhabi you start something, and then by the third week you're like, when are we going back in a car? When are we going back in a car? And fans are saying the same on Twitter, which is quite good. You know, we all on Twitter, which is quite good. You know, we love going racing, and we love going racing. Sunday at 2 or 3 p.m. Just a Sunday at 2 or 3 p.m. and enjoying Formula One, because we're very lucky to be Formula One drivers. We're very lucky to be Formula One drivers, but we are fans as well, and we love going racing, but we love watching racing as well.
Perfect. That sums it up nicely. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at the Fan Forum. Romain Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great weekend. So let's move quickly now to the Sauber team. Please welcome to the stage Charles Leclerc. And is he there? Yes, he is. Marcus Ericsson. Come on in, guys. Get the chapeau on, looking good. Which side would you like to go? Looking good. Which side would you like to go? Hi, Marcus. How are you? That side. Hi, come on in. Come on in. Let's have a sit down and let's have a chat. Well, isn't this a beautiful day? Does the rain make you guys a little bit happier about things? Does it help you shake up the order potentially?
It does make me feel at home, but a bit of snow as well would make it even better. But
please, no more snow, not after testing. I'm done with that.
No, but it's of course for us being a bit further back on the grid, it's always good with changeable conditions. So it definitely presents a good chance for us, I think.
Charles, for you, what are your first impressions? Have you been to Australia before?
Yeah.
This blooming mic. Right, we need to sort this out once and for all. Any good?
1, 2. Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
I was there last year. I didn't drive, but I was there, so it was my first time on the track. It looked a little bit easier from outside.
Now I think we all feel that. We all feel we can drive an F1 car, don't we?
But it's quite a hard track, challenging track. But I pretty like it. Then about the rain, I think it's good for a car, but I would have probably preferred a normal weekend for my first ever weekend with a dry track, but it's like this for everyone, so I'll just need to get on with it.
So you've got a new teammate, obviously, in Charles this year. What does that do to you mentally? How are you approaching the year?
It's always a new challenge teammate, but for me it's been really good. I think Charles comes in with a very high repetition from what he's done in lower formulas, and yeah, he's very talented. So for me, it's a very good benchmark for me. And I think so far we've been working very good together as well in testing, and yeah, it's been very good so far.
Good stuff. We like to hear all is well. Charles, for you, how do you approach targets this year? What do you set as your kind of goal for 2018?
I mean, it's difficult to have any targets in Formula One because everyone has very different cars, and it's also quite a lot with the car you have. You just need to do the best job possible. So my main target is try to be at ease the quickest possible with all these procedures, and bring the results we can. Anytime we have an opportunity, we need to take it, and I need to take it on track, and hopefully the team will be happy about my job.
Fantastic stuff. Let's hope there are lots of opportunities this weekend, gentlemen. Marcus and Charles, thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you, guys.
Sauber F1 team drivers.
Thanks.
Right. He won last time out in Abu Dhabi. It feels like years ago, but I think we should get him out to have a chat. It's Valtteri Bottas from Mercedes-AMG Petronas Motorsport. Good afternoon, Valtteri. How are you? I'm going to give you that. It's got number 1 on it. There we go. Ooh. How are you shaping up down here in Australia?
Very good. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming over, even though it's raining, so really appreciate it. Hopefully it will get better in the afternoon, but I'm all good. Yesterday was so good to be back in the car. I just love driving, so I've been waiting for 4 months to get racing again, and finally tomorrow we will be able to race.
What is it like out there? I mean, we haven't actually mentioned the halo yet during our fan forum. What's it like driving around this circuit, especially with the shadows that perhaps there were with the sun? I've almost forgotten what that looks like. What was it like for you in the car?
Short answer, it's fine. It's no problem. We had the testing with the halo, and that's all okay. We are used to it. Yeah, of course, still from outside looks a bit silly, but that's what it is, and we deal with it.
Let's talk about the pace of your guys' cars. It looks like nothing has changed from last year in terms of where you guys are going to be up at the front. Are you holding stuff back? Is there even more in that car?
Well, we've only done one practice, so it's difficult to speculate much. But definitely the car is feeling good. We are looking strong. We think it's going to be a tough battle with Red Bull and Ferrari. So we are not going to get anything easy this year. But
do you think it's in that order, Red Bull then Ferrari?
I don't know. It's only like 4 hours, and we know.
It's all
more.
Conjecture, isn't it, at the moment? No one knows anything. Yeah. Well, we hope you have a fantastic weekend here. Who knows, maybe another win after back-to-back from Abu Dhabi, and just keep the winning streak rolling, Valtteri.
Hope so. That's my goal.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
Valtteri Bottas, ladies and gentlemen, from Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Right, let's not delay. Let's get our next drivers out. We've got, waiting in the wings, from Toro Rosso, it's Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley. Which side would you like, gentlemen? Should we switch it up? Go this side? You go right? Why not? That would be nice, wouldn't it? I'll go slap bang in the middle. See you guys. What is this? When you opened the curtains this morning, was there a sense of like, oh, this could be a bit tasty?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's exciting. I don't know what you think, but as a driver, of course, it's always more challenging on the wet. Especially for qualifying day, I think it could make things really spicy and interesting. So hopefully it can work out pretty well for us today.
Exciting things. How was yesterday then? What did you learn? What do you still need to learn in Q3? Or P3, sorry. Q3 would be great, wouldn't it?
They would be. Yeah, it was the first laps around Albert Park for the both of us. So a fair bit to cram into the sessions. We lost a little bit of time in free practice 1, but free practice 2 was good. We finished 16th and 17th. We'd like to move up the grid a bit from there, but the long run was good. Still a bit to come from my side on the track, but I love it. It's an old school track. It's got grass. It's got gravel. There's no room for error. If it is a wet qualifying, it's going to be tricky. I watched a few onboards from yesterday and all the white lines. I'd say it could be a bit of a mix-up. Could be a big opportunity for us. But yeah, it was a good first day, and really looking forward to first qualifying in Albert Park.
Absolutely, so are we. Brendan mentioned where you guys finished yesterday. I guess that doesn't really show the true pace. You're expecting top 10 for quali?
Yeah, we'll try. That's the target, definitely. You know, we want to be higher up in the ranks. So yeah, we'll try everything. I think yesterday in FP2 was a bit tough for us, but we didn't really show the full potential of the car. I think in the midfield it's going to be really tight between everyone. So you know, like I think we're up in the game with Force India, Williams, McLaren, Renault. If we really put all the things together, I think we can be in the fight, and that's our job to make it happen for quali. But yeah, that's definitely the target.
Let's talk about what is powering your car along this year. How is the new engine? Let's talk about Honda.
Yeah, the Honda's been great so far. I think to the surprise of some, but not to us. Everyone's been, really optimistic, and everyone at Toro Rosso sees that it's a big opportunity to have Honda on board. It's to be solely supplied by an engine manufacturer comes along with a lot of benefits, resources, and all that effort for us.
How much are you like, we've got to beat McLaren?
It's in the back of my mind.
Yeah. All the time.
Maybe the first time it'd be nice to do an overtake on the straight line and flip them the bird.
See you
Who
later.
knows? But no, honestly, it's gone really well so far. Honda are pushing. They definitely haven't given up, and there's some big upgrades planned during the year. But it was a really great start in testing, and even yesterday. We know there's still room to improve from both sides, also the chassis and also the engine. But it's a really promising start.
Well, let's look forward to seeing what that brings. Thank you so much, guys. Brendan and Pierre, please put your hands together for our Toro Rosso drivers this afternoon. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Please, may I have my microphone? It's one of the only ones that works. Okay, let's not delay any more again. Let's get the Williams team on. It's Sergei Sorokin and Lance Stroll. Come and take a seat. This is yours, Sergei. I'll give you that mic there. And then Lance, if you come here. Let's do that. How are we today, gentlemen? I feel we didn't get a sense of what you guys have got lurking for us this season yesterday. What is to come for Williams this year?
Well, first of all, good afternoon, I should say. It's not the most beautiful day, but it's great to see everyone out here, ready for qualifying. Yesterday was a tricky day. Definitely, it's a very competitive field. We knew that already in Barcelona. Looking at Renault, Haas, many other teams around us, Force India, it's all very tight. So. The room for error is very small, but that just makes it, so much more exciting. But yesterday was good to be back. Good to be back in the car to kick off the season, and we'll see what happens today with the weather, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely, Sergei. Great to see you. Welcome to your first F1 race weekend as an official Formula One driver. How is it going for you?
I'm sure everybody expect me to say it's exciting, but it seriously is. I've been here last year, but obviously not as a race driver. It does make a difference. You still have all the people, the track and so on, but when you're here to race, it obviously makes it much more exciting, much more enjoyable, and much more, just a bit different. And it's very nice to, it's not a great day as Len say, but it's very nice to see all the crowd coming here, supporting us.
Ponchos
thanks for this. It's good to get started and see where the weekend brings us. As also Lance mentioned, the midfield looks very close to each other, so no room for mistake. Same as every little gain can place you much higher straight away. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting weekend, to be honest.
It is. It's going to be an exciting weekend, an exciting season. Let's just have a quick chat about your overheating issue yesterday. Has that all cooled down now? Everything all right, under control?
Yeah, it should be good. It's just a little bump in the road, but we're all good.
A minor speed bump. Have you set yourself a target for this year? Last year, I think you shocked people a lot with the results that you were able to get throughout the year at parts. Have you set more targets similar to those last year?
For sure. I set my little goals every day when I turn up to the track, but at the same time, I try and see it as it comes, take it day by day. The sport is, it's a marathon. The year is so long and so much happens and changes. Cars develop, teams improve, and there's always, surprises every weekend. So We'll see. We'll start, here in Melbourne. Today's qualifying. We'll see what the weather does, but definitely I want to build on my strengths and improve on my weaknesses, and be a better driver this year than I was last year.
Well, that's exciting stuff. More podiums potentially, some more front row starts, Lance.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Sergey, of course, both of you are very young, and a lot of people have been going on and on and on in the media about how two young guys, what is that going to mean for Williams? Are you kind of learning together, as it were, a little bit?
I would say, yeah, for sure we're young, and I mean, you can look at this in different points. Personally, I mean, in some terms we're obviously missing some experience or missing some else to older generation, but at the same time we have something in exchange. We still have time to learn and go through the things, and personally I don't see any difficulties with that. I think we're quite probably Lance agree, we're quite good working group. We're quite well with engineers and the race team behind us, so yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's all as expected.
Absolutely. Well, as long as you're working well together, I think that's all that matters, and I'm sure Claire and Frank will be very pleased. Let's talk about the winter. How did it go? Where were you? Did you manage to have some time off and relax, or is there still a little bit of work going on?
Well, there's always bits and pieces going on, but I did have a bit of time to myself to recharge, reflect on the year, take some time out of the car. It's important to have that balance. So I lived a little bit, away from racing when Abu Dhabi was finished, and then I came back to work, and everything has to be put into place for the beginning of the new season. So there's been a lot of hard work over the winter, but at the same time I've recharged myself and I'm ready to go.
It's funny, isn't it, when you say how going back to work, I sort of envisage like an office and really hardcore work. It's like, you're a Formula 1 driver. It's hardly bad, is it? Like, oh gosh.
It beats the blue collar job, that's for sure.
No, absolutely. Sergey, what about you? I guess it was all about preparing yourself, and in the gym, I'm guessing lots of kind of getting ready for the car and the physical aspects of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't choose particularly the physical aspects. The F1 is much more than just the physical, aspects of the drivers. It's been a tough winter, to be honest. Since beginning of the year, since beginning of January, I spent every single day at the factory. Partly, of course, to do the physical training, but much more about overall preparation, simulator works, and many other stuff, which was still a bit new to me. So, yeah, it was a very tough winter, and I hope we'll get, all what we learn, we'll get it back as a result at the end of the day. So.
Well, this is obviously a fabulous place to kick off the season, but what other races are you looking forward to? Are there any other tracks you've been watching and thinking, can't wait to race there?
To be honest, personally, I mean, of course, looking back, you can always find some races you enjoyed more or less. But like looking ahead of the season, me personally, I don't see the big difference from where we are, which track, which country. At the end of the day, racing-wise, you come there and all what you want is to do the best from your side and to get the best result possible. And at the end of the day, looking back at the year, you definitely had some better races in some places, but looking ahead, it's not that I have a particular race I'm looking forward to. It's all the season.
Well, you guys are lucky because you both got home races. Some drivers don't get that. Tell us what that's like, Lance, and maybe give a little idea for Sergey what it's going to be like racing in front of his home crowd in Russia in September.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This is home for me right now here in Australia. So
I like it.
you know what? It's actually I feel like we could relate the two races. Montreal's in the city.
Yeah.
Melbourne's in the city. They're both in parks, so you get you really get a good you get a good crowd that turns up, and it's here it's electric. The whole weekend is filled with positive energy, and that same energy is in Montreal. So that means that I'm here and I'm enjoying myself and I'm looking forward to a good day.
Wrapped it up beautifully. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our Williams Martini Racing drivers. It's Lance Stroll and Sergey Sorokin. We're looking forward to seeing what comes in 2018 for you guys. Thank you very much. Well, there we go. How is it out there? Is it still raining out there? It stopped. Woohoo! that may mean we do get FP3 and that we do get qualifying today. Who was here? Was anyone here in 2013? Do you remember that? Yes, the rain made us have qualifying on the Sunday. Will we have that again? I'm not sure. I don't think we will. I'm hoping it's going to dry up. We are, of course, waiting for more drivers. I don't probably need to tell you who, but are you enjoying the Fan Forum so far? Yes. Are you enjoying it at home? I hope you're enjoying it at home on the Facebook Live. And if you're here, why not tell your friends and family back home to maybe join us on Facebook Live as well? What do you all make of the halo? Good? Bad? Interesting. Can you see the drivers? No, shaking of the heads. Well, maybe we're going to try and sort that throughout the year. Who knows, maybe there'll be some ideas so we can identify the drivers a little bit better. So I think we're waiting for Lewis. Any Lewis fans out there? Oh, yes. Do we think he can do it again? Can he make it 5 before Sebastian? I can see some Ferrari fans down here who might disagree with that, but give a cheer if you think Sebastian may win the championship this year. And then give a cheer if you think it's Lewis's. Oh, it's a tough one to call. It is a tough one to call. Did anyone see Lewis on the scooter this weekend? I think he's done that purposely so he doesn't have to answer any interviews. And he's told me I'm going to have to run and keep up with him during interviews. So that'll be lovely. Maybe he'll arrive on his scooter today. Maybe he'll get stuck in the mud. It's actually quite boggy out the back. So what about Daniel Ricciardo in this 3-place grid penalty? I can see some Red Bull fans there. Nice hats. Very good. Nice caps. Look at them. They're like, don't look at me. Do not look at me. Any other Daniel Ricciardo fans? Oh, yeah. It's a bit of a self-rhetorical question even there. Do we think he can make the best of the penalty? Where do you think he'll qualify? Pole? Pole. That would be good, wouldn't it? That would be good. Of course, last year was an absolute shocker for Daniel. That was terrible, starting from the pit lane, retiring on lap 29. He had all manner of things go wrong, and I remember him using some quite rude words in the car, I think, to his engineers, saying, let's get out of here. I've missed out a couple of the words. But yeah, last year was terrible. Let's hope that this 3-place grid penalty doesn't mean he's on for the same type of luck this year round for 2018. That would not be good. What do we think about Red Bull's chances this year? Are they the main contender for the championship alongside Mercedes, potentially? Yeah. Well, let's hope that Lewis arrives on time for the race start tomorrow, because you know it's changed, everyone, yeah? 10 minutes later. Everyone know that? Set your watches. I think he's here! Okay, so let's welcome to the stage. It's your current world champion, Lewis Hamilton from Mercedes-AMG Petronas Motorsport. Come and take a seat, Lewis. How are you this afternoon?
Good morning. How you guys doing? Oh man, I love you guys. Coming and standing out in this rain. I hope that the weather stops. I hope it stops raining. It's spitting a little bit still.
It is drying up. Fingers crossed. What are we thinking? Will we get FP3 in? What does it mean for quali?
Yeah, definitely. I think so. I mean, we've got other cars that are driving at the moment, so I think they'll clean up the puddles a little bit. But I like driving in the wet, so I hope that we have something.
Goodness me, how much faster can you go?
Is something bad happening? Oh yeah. Oh no, that's terrible. He's not very good, I guess. Should we move up front here?
Yeah, of course. Let's do that.
Yes, we can't fucking. Why are we so far back?
I think we were far back so the camera guys could get a good view in and it's not too light.
Let's push it so the camera guys fall off.
No!
I'm kidding.
Just a shake of the head there from Chiari. Yesterday was phenomenal. Does that mean tomorrow is going to be phenomenal and you're going to kick off the season with a win?
I think yesterday was just. I don't think it was a phenomenal day. It was just. It was very standard.
Much out in front.
It was standard. That's the standard level. You gotta. That's what you gotta set your goal every. You don't want it to be a phenomenal day, because if that's a phenomenal day, it's very hard to have a phenomenal day every day. So you set it as standard, and then I want to do better tomorrow.
Okay.
Or today and tomorrow.
That's good news. So you're constantly pushing. I read an article this morning saying that watching you out on track yesterday was like watching man and machine working in perfect harmony. Have you got this special relationship with the car already? Are you ready to go?
Yeah. I mean, it's an evolution of last year's car. So the car is really around what I'm sitting in and what I'm surrounded by is pretty much. It's almost the same as last year. It's just the other things that are surrounding, like the wing and all the flow structures around you, they're evolved and they're I guess, refined, because last year was a great car, but there was areas that we struggled with the car. So those changes that they made, you feel that around you and you get to exploit it. It's incredible, this track. It's such a great circuit around this park because they haven't resurfaced it, so it's got a lot of its character. There's bumps everywhere. There's a crest in the road, so you come out of turn 1, 2, and you have to stay to the right for a little bit, and you have to wait for 50, 60 meters before you can pull over to the left, otherwise the car bottoms out. All these different little small bits that really make Albert Park what it is. And they were discussing yesterday, they're like, oh, we're going to resurface it next year. And we're like, no, don't resurface it, because then you're going to lose. It's like knocking an old, beautiful house down and then building a new one. And it's just not the same.
So that means you are having to concentrate every single second. There is no time for a little bit of thought about anything else. You are always on it every single second.
You're always on it. Yeah, we don't.
More so than other circuits.
We do earn our money out there.
I do know that. But there are some circuits where there are such long straights. Like
even
for example,
at the circuits where you have the really long straights, you're thinking so far ahead. You have to plan so far ahead. You're coming down the main straight here. You're looking at turn 1. It's bumpy, as I said. There's a crest in the road. You're looking for the braking signs. The higher the speed you get, the harder the visibility is, because it's bumpy and everything starts. It's just your vision is just vibrating. So you're really trying to pick out from those the small images you're getting and the feedback you're getting from all the surroundings. You're trying to pick things out and then brake at the right point. It's so difficult, but that's what I love. We all love that challenge, and I guess that's why there's only 20 of us that can really do it to our level, and then. You get the slower cars. It's probably a little bit easier as the cars get slower. But yeah, that's why we are, I guess, the drivers we are.
Well, you mentioned the money word, so I'm going to ask you: is the contract done?
It is not.
Toto said it was going to be done in the next few weeks. What's going on?
Well, I don't know. It could be my last contract. It could be my next contract. So I don't want to rush it. There's not many Ferrari fans here today, is there? Oh, there is? Oh, okay.
They're hiding.
They're just saving their top for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't want to get it wet. Yeah, no, really.
How do you approach it?
Well, I manage myself in that respect, so I negotiate my own contract, which is not easy, and it's always a learning experience. You go and have your conversation, which is always can be uncomfortable, and then you go away, and then you have a good conversation, but it's really about just setting your plan and setting your goals. And as I said, it could be my last contract, so I don't want to rush it. I've got the rest of the year to do my contract. My contract doesn't end at the end of the year, so there is no rush. I don't feel the pressure on it. Days like yesterday, the performance that I put in, like yesterday, always is an extra token, a positive token to put in your pocket. But yeah, I'm just making sure that I take my time with it. You always want to do something revolutionary. You don't want to do the same thing all the time. So you always want to explore more. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, we look forward to finding out what comes of all of that. Exciting times for you and for all of us.
I will be here though. So
there we go. That's what we want. Yeah.
You're stuck with me for a little bit longer. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us out here in the wet weather.
Free hugs.
Free hugs over there.
Yeah, I like that.
You've got to take
You look a little bit wet. I don't know if I want a wet hug. You should change it to wet hugs.
Lewis, it's an absolute pleasure as always, ladies and gentlemen. Lewis Hamilton.
Thank you guys.
Have a great weekend. Well, there we go. That brings us to the end of our first Formula One fan forum here at Albert Park. There'll be many more throughout the year. If you can join us there, please do. Thank you very much to all of you here at Albert Park. Enjoy the race weekend. It's going to be awesome.